Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be discussing how you can organize your session for mixing. So everything from clip gaining to organizing your tracks, to color coding, to removing harsh frequencies, to bus processing, everything to get you started in Pro Tools if you wanna take mixing and mastering seriously. Okay, so let's get started here. I got this session. It's a session I mixed a few years back. And what we got here, as you can see, all of our tracks are not named properly. And really, the first thing you want to do, like I explained previously, you want to have everything properly named. This just hurts my eyes. So let's go ahead and name everything properly. And let's double check all the tracks. So let's see drop. What's drop? Okay, so that's a bass drop. That's used when you want to transition from a verse to a chorus or a verse to a breakdown. It just adds that big impact sound like an explosion. Let's call that bass drop. And audio 1, let's see what that is all about. I think that should be drums, if I recall. Yeah, we got a kick here on audio 1, audio 2. As well, audio 3. Yeah, okay. So audio 1 is a kick in, and it sounds like this. It has that clicky sound to it. And audio 2 is the kick out. Audio 3, that's a sample, kick sample. Audio 4 is a snare bottom.
A few moments later.
And now we got everything properly named. So the next step we want to do is we want to color code everything. So I like to have my drums red, I like to have my guitars green, etc. So let's do that real quick. Let's go with dark red here. Cool. Our bass, same thing. I want to have it purple. And the guitars, let's have it green. Let's have the bass drop completely blue or whatever, purple or whatever that is. Okay, and let's move the bass drop down. I don't want it up there. Cool. So next thing we have to do is we have to route all of these elements, so the drums, the bass, the guitars, to their own respective buses. And the way you do that is you want to select your kick all the way to your hi-hat, so the entire drums. Click Alt-Shift, click on the output, go to New Track, and call this Drum Bus. Okay? So that's our drum bus here. We'll also color it, maybe a bit more red or darker. Yeah, darker is better. Same thing for the bass.
5 hours later.
So now we got our buses. Now you want to make sure you route your buses to a submix bus. Select all your buses and make sure you have Alt-Shift-Control to solo save them. That way when I play, I can come and solo them without having this issue where I can't hear the bass anymore, right? It's a solo save. Anyway, what we want to do is we want to take our buses and send them to a new track as well, an aux track, and call this the submix. Okay, so the next step we want to do is we want to clip gain everything, right? So what clip gain is when you have your main wave file here, right? This wave file. That is the start of the audio of that track. And where this wave file goes, it goes straight into the inserts, to the first insert, right? So if my wave file was a bit too loud here, let's just exaggerate it a bit, right? Oh, solo save submix. Let's just exaggerate it a bit here. It's a bit too loud here. You see where it's hitting? it's not going to give me a room because when I come in here and I add an EQ, for instance, and I want to boost the high end and the low end, it's going to start clipping. See that? It's clipping. That's not a good sign. Yeah, that's not pleasant. Anyway, pick up this and let's take it back down. So let's solo all of the drums and let's adjust these levels using our clip gain meter here and have a nice equal balance of the drums. I want to have the kick hit around 15 here. So let's do that. There we go. Same thing for the kick out.
2,000 years later.
Okay, so everything's properly gain staged right now. We've taken down all of the levels of the audio files. And now the next thing I want to do is I want to check the drum phase of the drum mics. And I want to be sure everything sounds as punchy as it can. You want to go to a snare hit here. You want to zoom in and you want to check their phase, so their waveform, right? And from what I can see is that they are actually out of phase because you see here it's up and over here it's going downwards, right? So let's try to flip their phase, and the way to do that is you go to the mixer window and you go to the snare bottom microphone and you can insert a plugin called trim that has a phase switch or polarity switch. Let's try to listen with and without it. Okay, and now without it. As soon as I hit that polarity switch, it just gives it a bit more body. I mean, it's not the best sounding snare, but it just added more body to it. All right, let's do the same thing with the kick in and the kick out. Let's just check them real quick using our ears. No, they're already in phase, all right? But we have to double check now our live drums with the samples we use. I just feel like when I flip it, it gives me more attack. So let's go with that. And yeah, I think overall the drums are in phase. Let's check it out, all of it in the track, making sure everything sounds good. Okay, so now we can start leveling everything. And the way I like to do it, I like to take down the entire faders here. And remember guys, faders are always post EQ, post effects, post everything, right? That's why we gain staged and we didn't use the faders. So let's start off with the kick in. Let's blend these two. I'll take down the kick in. Cool. Let's get in our sample. Cool. Snare top. toms. Alright, let's band these. Let's band tom 1 to the right here. And the tom 2 to the left, and the tom 2 to the right. Okay. Let's go with a bit more of a realistic image of the drummer. Let's see how these sound. Nice. Let's get the overheads in. Alright, room mics. And our hi-hats. I go full left because it's really there just to add a bit of a texture, if you will. So let's check out the entire drums now. Nice and balanced. Let's get our bass in. That's a bad sounding amp. I might ditch that. So let's ditch that and let's get the bass DI in. Nice. Let's get our guitars. And for guitars, you want to pan your rhythm guitars full left and full right. Nice. Alright, so the next thing I like to do is I like to start EQing a bit. And not necessarily EQ in the way of starting my mix, but EQ in the way of cleaning up stuff. So I'll show you exactly what I mean. So let's start off with the drums here. And the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of the low end from the overheads. It looks like it's already been taken care of, but let's just clean it up a bit. The 4K range is really, really harsh. Like, those overheads are some harsh tracks. Let's take it down here. So this is before. And this is after. This process right now, what we're doing is just to clean up a bit of the harsh frequencies to have a proper image of the song properly. Let's keep going. Let's check the rooms here. There's still the same frequency over here that's really harsh. Let's get rid of that. There it is. So every time that splash hits, it's like. Okay, let's take down some of the highs as well in the room. We don't need these highs.
One eternity later.
And yeah, that pretty much sums it up. From here on, you can start mixing. You can start implementing your own creative ideas, adding some reverb, delay, going in with compression, having a bit more punch for the drums. It's just a matter of taking care of all the bullshit in the beginning so that when you want to actually start mixing, you don't have to waste your time on clip gaining, on cleaning out some nasty frequencies, Everything is there, and you can just start mixing away and adding some awesome effects and having a killer sounding mix. So yeah, appreciate the time. Thanks a lot, and please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and leave your comments down below. Cheers.